Hi, beautiful, powerful women and men of the Philippines and around the world. I am today so blessed to have Miss Joan Hunter with me. She's my aunt.
That's right.
And there has been so much controversial about the word trauma. And I felt like yesterday when we were doing this conference on Joan, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so true when you were explaining things about trauma. It was so true. It happens, it could happen, it always happens, everywhere. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are. And so I felt like God was telling me, let her have a live one so that you will be able to go and actually expose this and see, put it in a layman's term, not really complicated things, I mean, the shrinks maybe knows that, the psychiatrist, psychologist, but the normal
they teach you how to live with it.
That's
they
true.
don't teach you how to get free of it.
That's true. So, do you mind, Joan, please explain to us in the simplest form possible what trauma is?
Right. Well, trauma can be something different for each person. For example, you're moving and you go, oh my God, we're moving. And people go, oh, we're moving. This is so exciting. Okay, it could be different. A death in the family, a mom, a dad, your best friend. Recently, this lady, her body started shutting down after her mentor died. And so we cut all that off, and she's doing great now. She was consumed with pain, but had totally taken on his death and everything about it, and it affected her. They let you go from a job. You can't work here anymore, or just getting born itself. Whether cesarean with a knife or coming out a little hole. Okay, you start off your life trauma. There are people that are even traumatized inside the womb, and there are people that, in relating to the Holocaust in Israel, there is a man and a woman that lived through the Holocaust. After the Holocaust, they in turn got married. Then they had a child. And I ministered to this woman who is now 40, 50 years old. And as I was ministering to her, she had everything, every knowledge, every experience of the Holocaust, even though her parents never talked about it.
She was feeling it?
It was as if she had lived through it. It was in her DNA. And when you're traumatized like that because of something so severe as that, it can be transferred to your children and your grandchildren. And this is why it's very important that we do, for lack of better terms, a trauma cleansing. And as we do the trauma cleansing and get it out of our body, and it's like, and the thing is when you were doing the introduction, I went through a really, really hard time in the year 2000. And I was told, well, just get over it. Just get over it. And I'm like, how do you just wake up one day and, oh, I'm over it?
True.
But see, the mentality of that person who was considerably older than me, that's what they had to do. You just had to, suck it up and do it and put the smile on your face, even though that's about the last thing you wanted to do. And that's how they dealt with it, like during the time of the Depression. And you just push it down and push it down and bury it and just ignore it. But then stuff happens and it will bring it back up. Whereas when I deal with trauma and I pray for people to get completely set free of the trauma, then it doesn't get pushed down, it comes out, and then there's no residual effect of any kind of the trauma on them, which is like really awesome. It could be a car accident, it could be a fall,
an offense.
It could be an offense, it could be just somebody, like I had a guy I prayed with, and I said he didn't want to come out of behind in this sound booth and different things like that and just kind of hide. And I said, something happened to you, so you can't even talk to anybody. And then God told me, I actually saw it. I said, you had a school teacher that you were somewhere around 5, 6, 7, who told you just to sit down and shut up, and you didn't do a good job on the report or whatever. And he was like, that's exactly what happened. And ever since then, nothing he said was worth anything because of what